is to jointly speak on certain ills in the society and equally make an announcement of our intention as two political parties in Nigeria, with the hope that other political parties are going to join us. In summary, these are the two reasons for holding this press conference. We have given you the press release in a way, or the press conference in detail. And as I know, usually with you, you will pick whichever portion you want to speak on in your respective media houses. But basically, the press release addresses the issue of democracy. We are condemning in no uncertain terms, in strong terms, the goings on in this democracy we are experiencing in Nigeria. Particularly the issue of election. We have seen INEC conduct 2023 election. We have seen INEC conduct off-season election in some states. We have seen state governments, almost 2/3 of the states in Nigeria conduct elections. And honestly speaking, we are so disappointed by what is going on. For example, let me pick the local government elections that have been held. And maybe let me pick my state. I'm from Kaduna State. It's not humanly possible for the ruling party to have 23 chairmen and 43 councillors, all won by one single party. You all, as journalists, have covered these elections. In fact, the tragedy is that while the chairman of the Electoral Commission in the state was announcing results, where they took the ballot papers late, some people were voting. We have seen electoral officers come out openly to say there was no election in our local government, yet results were announced. Now, honestly speaking, we feel we should condemn this in no uncertain terms and equally tell Nigerians that if this is not halted, there will be end to democracy in Nigeria. Because if you cannot change simply a councillor in your local government, then where is the democracy? And secondly, again, I will quote my state, Kaduna, and my neighboring state, Kano. To get form to contest for chairman, you had to buy the form for 20 million naira. The court stopped it, and they came to say, now, just in compliance, deceitful compliance, pay 19,500,000. Now, how many people in Kano State have 19,500,000? How many? I'm not saying there are no rich people in Kano. Aliko comes from Kano. Abdul Samad comes from Kano. Alhaji Nantata and his lineage come from Kano. But if you take the population of Kano, 12 million, do you have up to 1% of that population having 20 million naira? So we're turning the democracy in this country to plutocracy. It's government of the rich, not for the people. And honestly speaking, we, ADC and PRP, feel so strong about this and feel we should speak on that to you. The press release says in detail what has happened, what we are crying about, what we feel should be stopped. And as far as I'm concerned, that is, yes, fine, they talk about federalism. And so they are saying INEC should not conduct local government election. But the same INEC is conducting election of state assembly. A state assembly is not part of the state. They are not part of the federal government. So if the same INEC is conducting state assembly elections, why can't they conduct chairman and councillorship election? And we have seen almost all, without exception, the states that have done local government elections, they return either 100% the ruling party or 98% the ruling party, both in terms of chairmanship and councillorship. We're asking this to stop, and we're asking you, particularly the journalists, because this country belongs to all of us, you and us. And if we don't fight this, I don't know who is going to fight it. The governors are comfortable. They have turned themselves into emperors. They are doing what they want to do. And honestly speaking, we cannot afford to keep quiet. The second issue we have addressed in our joint press report is the Nigerian economic situation. Honestly speaking, we are witnessing retrogression in this country, not making any meaningful progress. And pick any aspect of Nigerian life. You see that, are we making progress? Pick the GDP. 10 years ago, our GDP is more than twice the GDP we're recording now. And yet, they are deceiving people because of the exchange rate and saying there's progress. The progress that the houseman will say, that of well digger, you are going deeper into the hole, you are making progress. Really, that is what is going on. And it's every life, every facet of our life. We are all, most of us here are workers. We buy from the same market. How much is the bag of rice today? How much is talia, spaghetti? How much is palm oil? We are paying almost 3 to 4 times what we were paying before Tinubu's government came. Is this progress? Is governance not about the welfare of people? So as far as we are concerned, the economy of this country is recording retrogression and stagnation. We call for a pivot from a consumption-focused economy to one built on sustainable production, prioritizing policies that promise economic resilience, creating jobs, and provide educational opportunities. We urge President Tinubu to recalibrate his approach and implement a government framework that prioritizes citizens' welfare. Now, maybe let me again touch another line. There is nobody in his house here who doesn't have lights. Nobody. How much are you paying for per kilowatt hour on energy? Those who are in A and B. It's 229 naira per kilowatt hour as against 60 before Tinubu came. I don't understand this kind of thing. Of course, the way it has been structured is that the rich is supposed to subsidize the poor. In theory, that's all right. But in which country of the world is this happening? It is the government that subsidizes the poor. The same commodity, somebody is paying 10 naira per kilowatt hour. Somebody is paying 209. The same commodity. Is that justice? Is that fairness? And what is happening? We're destroying the middle class. Make no mistake about it, there is no economy in the world that can grow without the middle class. I mean, the man with his small beard, I'm not sure he's more than 50. If up to, maybe he's 35. If he's married, the chances are that he's going to buy furniture. I'm not going to buy furniture for the rest of my life. I'm 70, I don't need any furniture. So if his class is destroyed, how can the economy grow? Because the middle class is the propeller of growth of any economy in the world. We're destroying the middle class. We're destroying the small and medium scale industries in Nigeria. Because tell me, unless you're going to sell cocaine, can you afford to pay 38% interest rate? 38% for small and medium scale industries. How can they survive? They're paying 209 naira per megawatt hour for power, and they're paying 38% interest rate. How can the small and medium scale industries survive in Nigeria? And they are the engine of growth of any economy, whether it is Japan, whether it is Korea. These are all what propel any economy to grow. And honestly speaking, this economy is not growing. How many industries have closed since the coming of the new administration? How many will close again? So honestly, we are calling on this man. If you are actually governing us, we the people are suffering. We the people are complaining, and you should raise our voice on our behalf to tell this man that this country is dying. This is a statement of fact. Go out on the street today. Do you see? I was in Lagos. No go slow in Lagos now. No go slow in Port Harcourt. No go slow in Kantinkodi in Kano. These are clear signs that the economy is dying. And honestly speaking, you, on our behalf, the citizens, should speak out against what is going on. That's the second part of what we're addressing in our press conference. The third is the issue of corruption. Honestly speaking, without addressing corruption in Nigeria, I don't see how we can make progress. I don't see how this country can grow economically. I don't see how. because the degree of corruption in the society is increasing manifold. Nobody has come out to tell us the truth, but it is reported that the former governor of Central Bank has built 775 houses, one single person. 775, one single person. Where did he get the money to do it? We, the laymen, will simply say it is the round trip selling of our dollars that he was supervising. That's why he got the money. But who did he sell the dollars to? He sold the dollars to some people, and they have benefited in this round tripping. His own is just his own share that he built. That is the one that has come out. 775 houses. So honestly speaking, we must address the corruption that has taken place in APC government in the last 10 years. It didn't start with Tinubu, but it's continuing with Tinubu. It started with President Buhari's government. It is continuing. We are calling for proof of all the round tripping, all the selling of our dollars in the last 9 years that has taken place under President Buhari and Tinubu. In any case, you all can remember, I can remember, that if you go and buy basic travel allowance for $4,000, they publish your name on the pages of newspapers. Yet those that were sold millions, we don't hear who they are. So honestly speaking, the only way out for us is for this government to have the courage of proving what has happened in Central Bank with our dollars. Who benefited? Whoever has bought dollar in the last 10 years, more than 1 million naira, we should publish his name. After all, they publish our names for buying $4,000. Let us know who bought more than 1 million. What did they use the money for? I'm sure if we prove it, the money that we are going to recover that has been stolen, using a very crude word, is more than enough to do for this continuous foreign borrowing that Tinubu is doing. We have just had about $2.5 billion, is it? It's continuous borrowing. So we are calling for proof of the exchange rate, people that bought dollar at cheap rate in Central Bank.